These are my herb flecked cheese-filled vegetables. That's very hard to say, so I'm going to go ahead and try and say that again. Herb flecked cheese-filled vegetables. Okay, they're going to elevate and stimulate your guests' appetites. So the filling inside these guys is a cheesy filling. Everybody loves cheese, right? But it combines fresh herbs with deep nutty pine nuts that are going to be sprinkled on top with a sharp blue cheese and, of course, creamy, yummy richness of cream cheese. So the first thing that we're going to do is prepare the tomatoes. I've already done some of them, but what you're going to first do is make sure that the stem isn't attached. You're going to go ahead and pull the stem off of each one. And then if you notice, the tops of them are much flatter than the bottoms of them. So we're going to prepare these and fill them upside down. So the first thing you're going to do is get your paring knife and cut off the tops of them to make them nice and flat, so they'll lay nice and flat on your table. And then the next thing you're going to do is grab a tomato core, or if you don't have one, you can just use a measuring, like a teaspoon or any sort of rounded scooper, and you're going to scoop out the seeds that are in the inside. Once you scoop each one out, you're going to lay them upside down on a towel or anything you want to lay them on so they can drain out. And you're going to want them to drain for at least 15 minutes, I'd say minimum. Maximum, I don't know, an hour. Just make sure that they're really dry and no liquid is inside there. So those guys look great and they're drying. And then the next thing we're going to do is toast our pine nuts. I have about 3 tablespoons of pine nuts in here. And we're going to toast them on medium heat. And you want to make sure that you're stirring them frequently. Do not walk away. If you walk away, they will burn. It happened to me. So do not walk away and stir, stir, stir. You'll know they're done when they're nice and fragrant and they're nice and brown, which these guys are. They've already been done. I'm just letting them sit here. And then immediately when they're done, transfer them to your cutting board. And we're going to coarsely chop them up because this is the garnish on top of our cheese filling. So I'm going to go ahead and coarsely chop these up. I thought of this appetizer one night when a certain someone was over at my house with a carrot in his hand and he was double dipping into my dip. The steam was coming out my ears. I was thinking, how in the heck am I going to get, everybody does it, so how in the heck are we going to prevent it? Because I can't take it. So I thought, why don't we just omit altogether the dipping bowl and take the creamy goodness filling and place them on each individual vegetable. Now, if that isn't a great idea, I don't know what is. So I made these, perfected the filling, tasted them, and I was in heaven. I called my husband Derek and I said, baby, you gotta come home, you gotta taste this. Is it good? Is it good? Because you always second guess yourself, right? Is it good? I don't know. And he's like, they're delicious. So I've been making them and I love them very much. And I think they're just so cute looking too. They're just so pleasantly appealing. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is make the filling. So grab yourself a bowl, and the filling makes about 1.5 cups. So grab a size bowl accordingly. And you're going to mix your blue cheese with your cream cheese. If you have one of those handy dandy mixers, awesome, they save so much time. If you don't, you can mix them up with the fork. Luckily, I do. And I'm just going to mix my cream cheese. And you're going to use about 3/4 of an entire block of cream cheese. So I'm just going to cut it up, throw her in there, and blend away. So you're going to scoop that into your bowl. And then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so the next ingredient we're going to add is red wine vinegar. And you're going to need about 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. So we'll grab a teaspoon. One, 2 teaspoons red wine vinegar. A teaspoon of Dijon Mustard. Gives it a nice kick. My husband loves Dijon Mustard. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. And about a teaspoon of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, if you have it. Make sure no seeds get in there. And then now we're going to add our dry ingredients once this is all blended. So you're going to add your chives, which I forgot to cut up, so I'll do that in a second. And your dill. I'm going to add the dill. I love the smell of dill. And pickles. And then we're going to add the basil. And then we're going to add the nutmeg. And stir that all up nice and pretty. And then once she's all stirred up, give it a taste. And if you're not happy with the flavor balance, add some kosher salt. Add some more of the already ingredients that you have in it. If it's lacking some basil, add some more basil. It's your party. Make it how you love it. So the next step is grab your pastry bag. If you don't have a pastry bag, you can use a Ziploc bag. Either one works just great. I like the Ziploc bag because I can stick my hand in it and grab all that instead of spooning it in. So just make sure that you get a star tip and put your star tip in the bag first before you start grabbing. So put your star tip in the bag and then grab for the goodness. There we go. And then you just got to cut off the tip of your bag. The tiny tip. But enough. And then push down. I'm not close enough. Hope you see what I'm doing. Push down your star tip. And there we go. There we go. So now we're going to start filling our tomatoes. So once you've finished filling the tomatoes, you're going to go ahead and grab your toasted pine nuts that you've chopped up, and you're going to sprinkle those onto the top. It may get all over your serving tray, but it looks great, so don't worry about it. And then if you want to add a little creative finishing touch to it, you can add a simple garnish to the top. Basil, dill, chives. I'm using chives. So you just cut a few sprigs off, crisscross them, and add them right there on top. It just elevates the appearance of your beautiful tomatoes. There we have it. Herb Flecked cheese-filled tomatoes. Delicious.